All right, tough team loss. We did it all together out there. Not happy. Everybody deserves better than that. The players in that locker room deserve better. Again, I thought first half we executed, pretty good. I think 0 turnovers in the first half except for a punt return. I don't know. You guys watched probably up in the press box, they get the ball at the 3-yard line. We're up at the half. It's a back and forth game against a good football team. ACC competition, and we didn't execute well enough in the second half. We talked about finishing, and we didn't finish. We got 2 turnovers, one in the red zone, one coming out, and 2 turnovers in the second half. Put the game away, and we just didn't execute. Put Cole in there just to see if we can get a spark, and that spark didn't happen either. And we got to play better. We got to execute better. I think we executed better than we did a week ago, if you can imagine that. But we need 60 minutes execution, and again, it's coaches, it's players, it's us as a team, and we'll stick together. It's one ACC game. You guys can watch the ACC and see who goes down. All our goals are still in front of us, and that's how we'll play. We got to get better. Questions?
With the decision to pull Eli, I guess what does that do for the position moving forward?
We'll go into next week, and I still say Eli's our starting quarterback, and it's what it is. But we throw 2 picks in the second half, and it's tough. I mean, we get a big explosive pass, which we had some explosives today, which was great to see. Throwing the ball down the field and making some shots and giving our receivers a chance. But we throw a short pass and get it picked down on we got the ball at the 4-yard line, I think. Maybe we should have run it, keep it on the ground, whatever. I thought when we did run it, we had success. But there's times we got to make more plays.
What was the interaction like between either you and Eli or Cade and Eli once that happened, once he was pulled from the game?
I just grabbed Eli and said, "Hey, listen, we'll sit out and watch this next series." I mean, I think anytime quarterback throws 2 picks, gets in his head, and I just we're playing to win, and I just want to see if we can get a spark.
What was the reaction like from him?
Eli was fine. I mean, he was fine. He's a team guy. He gets it. He's hard on himself, and he understands what we expect.
What did the referee say on that, catch interference call that was taken back, given as a fumble?
Don't know.
This is the second straight game you've had a 10-point lead in the second half and let it slip away. I mean, obviously Louisville ran a lot of plays on offense, but do you think the defense was gassed or anything like that?
Yeah, they had the ball for 40 minutes. Our offense had the ball for 20 minutes. In the first half, we had 3 3-and-outs, I believe. Then we came out in the second half and had another 3-and-out. Too many 3-and-outs, you've got to move the sticks. And we talked before the game, but you can't go 3-and-out. It puts our defense in a bad position. Defense played a lot of reps, and I thought defense played solid. I mean, we were pretty loose in coverage at times. Javon McIntyre being out didn't help us any in the second half, and we got to make more plays.
What was the problem, or what was going wrong on 3rd down throughout the afternoon? I don't think you converted one until Cole was in the game.
Yeah, I don't. That's bad. It's awful. 3rd down, we got to be better. We practice a lot of 3rd down. I don't get it. We'll look at the videotape, and I'll probably have more answers for you on Monday. But we didn't execute well.
You guys started off the first quarter pretty solidly offensively. What happened that it started to kind of start fizzling out?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you'll look at it, and I thought again the first drive, we went down the field, and then again we still kick a field goal. We drop a pass on 3rd down to Malachi in the flats, which is a first down. Should be a touchdown drive, and we don't execute, we don't make plays, and we got an opportunity, an easy catch, and we got to execute.
It seemed like Juelz and Jakarian were giving you some good runs there. Do you feel like you guys ran the ball enough today?
I don't know if we ran it enough. I'll look at the tape. I thought we did have some good runs in there, and then you get a good run, and then we got a holding call on it, which I don't know about that, but you put yourself behind the sticks and you put yourself in 3rd and long instead of 3rd and medium, 3rd and short. You're going to have problems.
How close was Des to playing today?
What's that?
How close was Desmond playing today?
He was close.
There aren't any good turnovers, but Eli's turnovers, one at the goal line last week, one at the goal line this week. He had one, I think, Central Michigan, and then one today where it's just a linebacker right in front of him. Are they more concerning because it seems like he's just not seeing him and he's making those in crucial situations?
Yeah, they're all concerning. Down in the red zone when you're in scoring position, you can't turn the ball over. I mean, it's simple. We've got to be better. Cade's got to be better, and our quarterback's got to play better.
know it's hard to find positives when you lose, but Rasheem Biles had a really good game with 12 tackles in that pick six. What did you see from him?
Yeah, that was an unbelievable interception for a touchdown. That was, he played well last week. He was a bright spot a week ago. And again, I think overall in defense we played well. But he is a football player. Made a lot of plays. He plays with emotion. Plays with an attitude, and I love that guy.
There were a couple times on 4th down in the second half where you called a timeout. I think the one time you had the punt team out, you called the team timeout, send the offense back out. Were there communication issues?
No,
Things
no
slowing down?
communication. I said punt the ball, and then after I thought about it, I said we're going to go for it. We got to go for the win. I just didn't have a whole lot of confidence of punting it, making sure we get the ball back, and how much time I didn't know if we get another possession. So I want to take advantage of the possession. I figure if we get beat there, then we got to defense got the ball back. Wish there was more time. I wish I had more timeouts.
Was it always kind of said that Cole, if you had to go to another quarterback, it'd be Cole? Was there any consideration for Mason?
Yeah, there's always consideration for both of them, but we'll look at that going forward as well.
Cole at that point.
We're confident in whoever's back there. It's just my job to block for whoever's in there, so we believe in whoever's back there.
It seemed like the whole offensive line kind of went over and kind of gave him a pat on the shoulder. I mean, what's it like just to be in a game and Eli's been your starter for 2 years now, just to have him not on the field like that?
It's weird, but it's not my decision. It's coach's decision, and whoever's back there, like I said, we want him to be at his best, and we want him to know that we believe in him, and we're going to provide our best to protect him and do whatever we can to make him succeed. So, it's just our job to block for him.
Ryan, can you describe some of the emotions or the frustrations? 3 double-digit leads in 3 games that you guys have been able to hold on to.
I mean, yeah, it's not fun. I mean, you have to finish those games. Double-digit scores. We got to keep our foot on the gas. Mistakes, just the little mistakes that we make that keep bringing these teams back in. Just not blocking long enough. Let them get late hits on the quarterback, maybe losing his confidence. We got to finish these games. That was our motto coming into the year because we finished really bad last year, and right now we're not finishing great right now. So it needs to change.
How do you think it affected you guys when Keith went down?
Obviously it sucks, to see a player go down on your team, especially someone in your position that you've went to war with for, since spring, and something like that. Watch him get carted off. There's a lot of emotions, and you want to win that game for him. And we couldn't pull it out, and we text him. We're asking him if he's okay, and we love him, but you want to pull that one out. There's a lot of emotions with that one. So.
How would you assess the run blocking in today's game?
I think we started out pretty good. I think we got a couple gashes. Just got to keep it going. Just every opportunity we get to run the ball, we got to displace the line of scrimmage more. These double teams, they quit letting us double team as much. They started looping out their nose tackles to single off blocks, but we got to take advantage of it.
It seems like you guys were effective at running the ball. I mean, do you think that was probably something you guys could have used a little bit more?
I mean, it's not my call. I just block whatever play's called. So, we game plan coming in, and I thought our game plan was good, and we just got to execute it whenever it's called.
John, I guess what are the emotions like in that locker room right now?
I mean, it sucks losing. Losing's never fun, but I think we'll bounce back. We'll have a great week of practice this week, get ready for our next opponent.
Sean, you're on the field for 92 plays as a defense last week, 85 this week. I mean, what is the feeling like in the fourth quarter when you've been on the field for so long and got to come up with a key stop?
I mean, I don't think that's an issue. I think we all just need to do our jobs. We rotate a lot, so we stay fresh out there. At the end of the day, we just got to do our jobs. We'll learn from the tape.
Sean, what do you do to make sure confidence isn't affected by the fact you had a couple of really tough emotional losses in a row?
I mean, you just got to keep everyone up. We know we're a good team. We just got to keep that in perspective and just keep working, put our nose to the grind, and keep getting better.
These are 2 games where you had 10-point leads in the second half. Is there a pretty strong sense of frustration at this point?
I mean, I don't know right now. I mean, just we'll keep getting better and just keep moving on.
How would you assess how the line did today? How you and the line? What did you guys do today?
Can you say that again?
How would you assess how you and the line did today against the Louisville's O-line, just the offensive overall?
I mean, they had a pretty good O-line. I think we still did a good job. I think we got guys on our D-line. We'll just watch the tape and get better.
It seemed like there was a lot of times that Moss was standing in there with a lot of time. What kept you guys from getting to him more often?
We'll have to watch the tape and see. I mean, they're a D1 program too. They got good O linemen. We'll just have to get better.